So today I'm going to be ranking Marvel Rivals characters based off how good I think they are and just general how much I like them. Alright, so first off we got Adam Warlock. I used to play Adam Warlock more. Haven't played him a whole lot recently, but I definitely think that he is an S tier character because if you have a good Adam Warlock, you're set. I know a good Adam Warlock. He is a hard carry for basically every game. And Lord Adam Warlocks just have so much aura. Alright, Angela. Now, I don't know. I would say I'm going to put Angela in B tier. Now, don't get upset by this if you enjoy playing Angela, because I think that a good Angela can do a lot of damage, but you need another diver to go with you and help you out. And in general, as a frontline tank, she's not always the best. Alright, Black Panther. This one's going to be hard for me because I would say they're S tier, but because I've played a lot of support and I die a lot to Black Panther, but I also could put them F tier because for the same reason that I've died a lot to them. So I think for that reason, although they can pretty easily be countered by some characters, I think that'll put them maybe I feel like C tier. Alright, Widow. I only know one good Widow, and in general the character just doesn't seem to be that great. And personally, I'm not a huge fan. So I'm gonna put them. I'll put them in C tier. Blade. Now, Marvel Zombies has given me some more respect for this character, and I feel like, although I haven't had a whole lot of time on Blade. I don't know a lot of Blade mains. I feel like he's B tier though. He gives me those kind of vibes. I feel like he's kind of like a good. Maybe this is just my personal interpretation, but I feel like he's a good all-rounder. So I think he deserves B tier. Now Captain America. I think Captain America is very similar to Angela, honestly, because a good Captain America can do a lot of damage, can stall point, can harass the backline, but a bad Captain America, like me, has no idea what they're doing. And without the right team, it's just really hard to do anything with them. So, honestly, and I feel like they can kind of easily be countered with like a Penny or like an Emma or like a Thing, maybe, I don't know. So, I think we're gonna go B tier. Cloak and Dagger. That support ult is really good, but it's also really annoying. And they're a really easy character to play. So, I don't know. I think we're gonna put C tier, feels about right. Daredevil. Daredevil is gonna be our first A tier because Daredevil is another character who I think is a really good all-rounder. They seem like they could be diving or they could protect the backline. I feel like Daredevil is just one of those characters who seems really powerful and capable of dealing a lot of damage. Now, Doctor Strange. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange main. I rarely play Doctor Strange. I only use him to portal, basically. But I think that he's S tier. That portal ability can be a game changer, and a good Doctor Strange is very influential on how the game ends up. And since I've been playing since Season 0, there were a few good seasons where Doctor Strange was one of the best tanks in the game. Emma Frost, I feel like, is another S tier because she just shuts down dive so easily. She's kind of easy to play, but like a good Emma can just dominate the entire match. Now Groot. This was my first Lord, my first love. I love this character. And in Season 0, in some of those earlier seasons, he was a beast. But he just doesn't seem to have the same power anymore. And I don't know. He's kind of annoying to go up against because all those walls just get everywhere. And he can pretty easily be countered by Wolverine. So I'm going to put him in... Well, I put Doctor Strange in S tier. I'm putting Groot in S tier. You can call me biased, but, you know, whatever. Now, Hawkeye. Hawkeye would be an automatic S tier for me because I really want to learn Hawkeye. I like his playstyle. I like that he can shut down support ults really easily. He's one of the best characters in the game if you can aim easily. Like, if you have good aim, play Hawkeye, it'll be super easy. But I'm just gonna have to, I feel like I have to drop him down by at least one because of his like, if you there's a lot of people who try to play him and aren't good, and that really just lowers his abilities. So I feel like that has to bring him down one. Although I'm putting him S tier. Hela, it's got to be another A tier because Hela is really broken. She's really broken. This new team up she's got is also very broken. She's been a good character since the beginning of the game. Again, all you really need is good aim, and you can shut everything down. Hulk. Oh boy, I might get in trouble for this one. I'm gonna say first D tier because now look, don't get me wrong. I like Hulk. I like the character. I like his play style. I want to learn to play him better, but I just feel like he doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And again, there's so many counters to dive that it really makes it hard to do him justice. And also Marvel Rivals is just slacking with the skins for this dude. They need to give Brochacho more skins. So, I'm sorry Hulk, but you gotta go D tier. I'm sorry, man. Okay, Torch. Oh, Torch. I love Torch. Don't get me wrong. He was really broken for a while. I'm gonna have to, I think I might put him A tier. Yeah, that feels right. I know I'm clustering towards the top, but that is how I tend to do things. But I don't know, man. Torch just seems really, really broken to me. That little movement tech, and I don't know. I enjoy playing Torch. Invisible. Now, I do like playing Invisible Woman. I think I'm Knight on Invisible Woman. And she's usually my go-to pick for comp when I'm a support because I'm not a huge fan of these two and nobody likes the other healers. So although I don't know, something about her just feels wrong when I play her. She just seems underwhelming. I don't know if I'm playing her wrong. I very well could be. Don't get me wrong. This list might be skewed towards my ability to play a character, but I think that she's D tier. The ult's good, but it's not as strong as other support ults. Iron Fist. The earlier seasons of Iron Fist he was very annoying, especially as a group main. It was like having another little Wolverine, but he's been nerfed a lot. He's gotten a lot of crap. I think he might be the first F tier, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Iron Fist. That's just my opinion. Now Iron Man. I like to play Iron Man. I haven't played him as much as I should, but I don't know, because Iron Man's got to be. I'd put him as B tier because he's a busted character. He is. If you, because nobody pays attention to him for some reason. Whenever I'm in a game, nobody shoots this dude. They all just pretend he's not there, and it can be quite annoying. He can end up doing a lot of damage. So I think that because he's really good. I don't know if he's as good as Torch. He might be. Maybe I should put him up in A. But I feel like, no, he's got to be A tier. I'm sorry. That's where I'm putting him. Jeff. A lot of people don't like Jeff. Jeff in Season 0 was an absolute menace. I hated that dude for a long time, but I've come around. He's my cute little baby. But where would I put him? Because he's a decent healer. His heals are good. I just feel like he's not as strong as some of the other characters. But I don't know. I feel like, but a good. Okay, what I'm gonna do. Again, I might get in trouble for this, but Jeff is B tier. I would like to put him higher, but I don't think I reasonably can. I feel like I have to put him B tier. Alright. Loki. I love Loki, okay? Or, sorry, I should say loved. I loved Loki. He was so fun to play because you could copy any ability. And, I don't know. I very much enjoyed his playstyle. But they just nerfed him into the ground, man. He's got a good team up with Mantis, but they just reduced his healing output and his damage output by so much that, like, he's just not viable in many games. His only good thing is that invincibility, and that he can copy ultimates, but, like, in general, he's just not useful. I have to put him in a lower tier because of that. I think maybe it's just that because of this season, but I'm gonna put him down. I don't know. I think this might be, again, I might be biased, but something's telling me to put him in C tier. That's what my gut is telling me, because he's got his ultimate ability is really carrying him here. If it wasn't for his ultimate ability, he would be in D. But that ult is just way too strong. Luna Snow. Luna Snow is like one of the few strategists who I don't really like to play. I don't know. She's got good damage output. She's got like some of the best healing in the game. You gotta have kind of good aim for her though. I know somebody who is basically a Luna one trick. I'll put Luna in A tier. And this is the strategist that everybody wants. Well, Cloak and Dagger is also always wanted. I don't know. Now I'm feeling bad for putting Cloak and Dagger down here, but I think that Luna is A tier. Magic. Magic, I feel like is B tier because she's a diver, and divers on this list are probably always going to be lower because, again, Emma, Groot, Penny, and if you just have a good team, there's a lot of ways you can survive dive, especially like Namor too. There's a lot of ways you can stop dive. Most people don't, but there are a lot of ways to do it. But Magic, I don't know. She just seems underwhelming to me. I haven't probably given her enough time, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like she belongs in B tier. Magneto's got to be another S tier. He's extremely boring to play. I love the character. I like Magneto. I love all of his skins are fire. All of his skins. That would put him in S tier alone. But he just gets boring because all you do is just spam left click and occasionally do your right click, and wait to use your ult until there's support's ult, or until there's a Punisher, or like a Star-Lord, or an Iron Man ult, or something that you've got to block. And it just gets really boring. So, I don't know, but he's goated. He's been busted since he came out. Mantis. Mantis, I like Mantis. A lot of people think that she's not very good. Her healing output isn't great. I used to play Mantis a lot when I first started playing the game. But like, her healing is just so slow. She does really good damage. If you know how to play her well, she's a very good character. But, I don't know, just that overtime healing, I gotta put her in D tier, I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I like Mantis, but she's... Oh my god, I just clicked on an ad. Where are we going? So, I think for Mr. Fantastic, I like playing Mr. Fantastic because he's got good survivability because he's basically a tank. I feel like his DPS could be a little bit better, but again, he's pretty much a tank. He's pretty viable, but I don't know, I feel like he just could be a little better. I'm gonna put him in B tier. Maybe he should be higher, but I think that that's about right for him. Namor, I mean, he's good at stopping dive, but if your team just pays attention to the squids, it's pretty easy to ignore him. He's a little boring too, because you just throw your squids and shoot your trident or whatever, and that's it. You don't really do a whole lot else. So I think for that he's gotta be C tier, because like he's pretty easy to stop. Moon Knight, he shreds really easily, and he's pretty easy to play. But again, he just feels like Namor. If you just pay attention to him, you can pretty easily shut it down, and he's not gonna take over your whole lobby unless your team is really dumb. But I don't know, I feel like he's B tier. Alright, Phoenix. Phoenix is pretty busted. I don't like Phoenix, okay? She's kind of a tank buster. She shreds too easily, in my opinion. She's just... I really don't like her. But if I had to put her somewhere, I would have to give her A tier because she is kind of OP. Penny, I want to play Penny more, but she's just kind of situational. Because it's hard to attack with Penny. She's really good for defending. She shuts down dive, she can cancel ults. But again, she's also a little boring. I don't know, she's just... She could be better, probably. Maybe I'm biased, but I think she's C tier. Now Psylocke. Psylocke could be another S tier, maybe an A tier, cause she's pretty good. I think I gotta put her A tier, cause she's a diver, but she also has got some good range, and she can do a lot of damage if you play her right. And she's like one of the only divers I feel like who can kind of stay with the team more and still be somewhat decent. And I don't know, I just feel like she belongs in A tier. She's a bit broken. Rocket, I like Rocket. I used to main him a lot for a few seasons. I played pretty much nothing but Rocket, and I went Heal Bomb Rocket. I did like 0 damage. It was a little boring, but we won. I don't know. People can do a lot of damage with Rocket, but I just feel like his ult isn't as good as other support ults. He's not as good as he could be. I won't be upset if there's a Rocket on my team. I don't care what supports I have, because I've played all of them. I know all of them can be viable. So I think I'm going to put Rocket in D tier. I would put him F tier, but like I don't think that he's like a throw pick. I don't think Iron Fist is a throw pick either, but I just feel like he's still a good character. Let's see. Wanda. Scarlet Witch. She's pretty easy to counter. I mean, if you got anybody who can just cancel her ult, it's not that hard to stop her. Cause all she has, although she's pretty much no skill. That ult is really good, but I think she's gonna be another F tier because she takes no skill. All you do is just hold like left click and then hope for kills. I mean, the ult can be pretty easily avoided or just cancelled, so I think she's another F tier. Spider-Man. Oh boy, this is a controversial one because he's been nerfed quite a bit. He's not very viable anymore. You can still dominate with him if you're good. But again, he's also probably easy to counter, like most dive characters. And I have not really played enough Spider-Man. I should try him out more, but I don't know. I want to say he's F tier right now because he really just, I feel like he's just kind of unplayable at the moment. He just doesn't do enough. Now don't get me wrong, if you are really good with him, I think he can be higher. But I just think that he can't really do a whole lot right now. They really, I don't know, he's just man right now. Alright, Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl, automatic F tier. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who knows me. Because I genuinely hate Squirrel Girl. If there's one character who I want removed from the game, it is Squirrel Girl at all costs. I would literally do anything to have her removed from the game because she doesn't even have to participate. She can shoot at a wall 3 miles away and just get a random kill, and it's just so dumb. She is the most unemployed, no skill, evil, dumb character ever. And if you are a Squirrel Girl main, I'm not even sorry. You chose this. This is your fault. She's also just so annoying. Like, there's no way you can listen to her talking and be like, oh, she's funny. She is so cringy and annoying. And don't get me wrong, some of the other characters are probably too, but Squirrel Girl, I want her gone from the game. Okay? I want her gone. Alright. Let's focus up. So, Star-Lord. Star-Lord, this is another character I want to play more. I think I would enjoy playing Star-Lord. I really don't get a chance to play DPS often. I'm always tank or strategist, usually tank. But Star-Lord is somebody I would like to try out more. I think I'm going to put him B tier because I think that if you have a good Star-Lord, you can shred. He's going to melt people. But I don't know. I feel like he's another one who can just kind of easily be countered. I feel like he's not as busted as the A tier characters. He could be better. But I don't know. Storm. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are lacking on Storm. Maybe I feel like she might get a little boring, but I feel like she's still a pretty good character. I don't want to say C tier because I feel like she's better than C tier. I mean, I've never seen a truly amazing Storm who just dominates the lobby, but I feel like she has the potential to be one of those characters who's just like owning the game. And I feel like even with a slight buff, she could be back in the meta. I feel like she was banned for a while, and I don't know. I feel like she deserves a spot in at least B tier because she just I don't know. Maybe again, this is another character I want to play. This list is probably all biased and stuff, but I feel like she's pretty. She's better than these characters. Punisher. Oh, this is gonna be a hard one for me because a really if okay a good Punisher or at least a decent Punisher can really make this character shine, and you can really there's a lot of versatility you can do with this character, but the majority Punishers I have seen just sit in the turret and do absolutely nothing and have absolutely no awareness. So it's kind of hard for me to say, but I do think that the character is A tier. Thing. Oh boy. I might have to look away for this one. This is going to be hard for me because this is my this thing is my third lord. I really like playing him. He was really good for a while, in my opinion, but he can't keep up at the moment. There's so much that he can't do, and he's very limiting. He's good at stopping dive. That is true, but I feel like he's very limiting, and he's kind of a situational character. I don't know. He's not it anymore. He's got some fire skins. If they give me Infinity Thing, I'm putting him in S tier instantly. That is, people who know me will understand my obsession with him, but I don't know. Avengers Forever is goated, and Infinity Thing is my goat. So I think I'm gonna put Thing in B tier. That might be biased because I know he's like kind of a throw pick right now, but he's B tier to me. He will always be in my heart. Thor. I feel like everybody's sleeping on Thor. Thor. Thor's going. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I gotta put Thor in A tier because I would love to put him in A, or I gotta put Thor in B tier. Sorry, I would love to put him in A tier, but if I put him in A tier, that's ignoring his drawbacks, and he's not as bad as everybody says. Thor's my most recent lord, and I love playing this character. He is so much fun, especially with an Angela. Thor and Angela duo is just it is so fun. But he's not as bad as everybody says. He's pretty good, honestly. Um and I think that he is kind of slept on, honestly. But I would put him in A tier, but he can if there's a penny nest, it's gonna be pretty difficult for him. Cause I mean, yes, you can deal with it, but I don't know. Like the dive counters are just a bit too much for him, and solo tanking can also be annoying as Thor. But again, it's not the biggest deal, so I think he would be B tier. Ultron. No, don't get me wrong. I don't care if people play Ultron. In fact, I would like to play him more because I love the character of Ultron. But if you have a good Ultron, I'd say he's probably B tier, maybe A tier. But generally, they nerfed him too for no reason. I think his healing output just isn't good enough at the moment. Like, if he was a DPS, obviously his healing output wouldn't matter, but they didn't make him a DPS. He is a support, and he is like on life support right now with how much of like how mid his healing is right now. It's over time too. It's slow. It's hard to defend him as much as I want to, but I just have to put him in C tier. I'm sorry. I don't get me wrong. I know he can be good, but I have to put him in there. Like, there are a lot of characters. There are a lot of characters in here who I think I would like to play. Don't get me wrong, and I think they can be good. I think they all have the potential to be S tier. Maybe not. Maybe not somebody. But so yeah, just don't. I'm sorry for putting him there, but that's where he has to go at the moment. Venom. No, I think Venom. A lot of people are saying Venom's broken this season, and that might be on me for putting him too low. Maybe I haven't just dealt with the good enough Venom yet, but I think he's B tier because he can be stopped like other tanks. I've played a bit of Venom. He can dominate, but he's I think that he belongs B tier. Bucky. Bucky, I want to put him in F tier because of how much I hate him, but I think, do I put him in S tier or do I put him in A tier? Because he's got to be S tier. I should lower him just for how much I hate him, because he's so broken. He just receives like buff after buff, and his hook is just devastating, especially towards anyone who doesn't have movement, like Groot and Adam. They're just screwed if they're going up against a Bucky. And even so, if you have a movement ability, you're still screwed, because he gives you, like, he grounds you and stuff, and like it's really just not fair. He's just, I think, probably the most broken character in the game. That might be a hot take. Maybe it's a cold take. I don't know, honestly, but I genuinely, I have to ban him every game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Wolverine. This is another character I would like to play. This is also a character who I kind of hate because, as a group player, kind of sucked going up against the frickin' tree muncher over here, like a little beaver boy. But I don't know, he can kind of easily be stopped. I honestly think he's B tier. This might be a hot take, but that's what I'm going with. I feel pretty. Some of these spots are kind of iffy, but I feel like this is a pretty solid list, or at least pretty accurately represents my opinions on kind of basically a combination of how good they are and how much I like them. I tried to go mostly on how good they are. Some of those characters might have slipped through, but I think that this is a pretty good accurate depiction. I don't know. Well, thanks for watching. This is kind of a different video from my last one. I'm trying to do a few different things here, see what I like to make. So, have a good one.
Elephant green screen effect. Elephant green screen effect.